I don't care what they say about me.
And now,
I go dumb, I go stupid, I get crazy.
Come on and clap.
It's Kathy J's Stupid News.
You heard about this. Don't have a chimp as a pet, because eventually...
They get grown up and they get angry and they're wild animals and they'll bite your face off.
Right. Just
Or
take
your
it-
friend's face.
Right, or your friend's face that came to help you. Just take the advice of a zookeeper who had known Romeo since he was born.
Right, and you probably build up a level of trust,
Yes.
but then, you can never forget they're wild animals.
Well, Romeo has a partner called Juliet. And Juliet apparently was flirting with the zookeeper Sergi one day through a glass partition.
She was rubbing her junk on it.
Let me tell you what happened.
And
then,
Sergi was all putting dollar bills in the cage.
Okay, now Sergi would deserve what he got if he was doing that,
right,
but
for
he
sure.
didn't deserve what he
No,
got.
he was making it rain banana pills.
Take that, Juliet. Romeo, the jealous chimp, didn't end well.
Uh-oh.
So, Romeo flew into a rage and attacked a zookeeper because he thought the guy was flirting with Juliet.
Right, he was standing up right on the glass. Oh, Juliet.
Juliet tried to kiss zookeeper Sergi through a glass partitioning in their cage at the Feldman Echo Park Zoo in the village in Ukraine, okay?
So all the other monkeys were trying to calm him down. Dude, it was through the
it was
glass.
through the glass.
Come on, it's not going to end well.
You've known Sergi your whole
Right,
life.
Come on, he wouldn't hit on your girl.
You know he's not going after Juliet.
Right, he was gay.
Well, Romeo began beating Juliet with his hands.
Whoa.
And then Sergi stepped in to try to break it up. Now you're coming, Sergi.
Right. So the monkey went Chris Brown on the girl monkey.
Yes, right.
Right.
And then Sergi tried to be the gentleman human.
Right.
And step in. Well, you know what? When a chimp and a human get together and they fight, the chimp wins.
Right, because they're so much stronger than they appear.
Oh, yeah.
And their jaws alone can, literally take off your fingers in one bite.
Yep. Bit off the dude's fingers, part of his ear.
Because that's what you're doing. You're protecting yourself, your face and everything by holding your fingers up.
And they're
they
biting.
just snap them right off.
After managing to escape, battered Sergi the zookeeper was rushed to the hospital where he underwent emergency surgery. His right ear and his fingers on his left hand were chewed. Some parts of his ear and fingers were missing on his right hand and his other ear. Sergi had a close relationship with both chimps. Nothing like this has ever happened before.
Yeah, I'm going to say that he ultimately gave that monkey the middle finger.
Not by choice.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Now he can't even flip him off.
Now he can't. And finally, a guy allegedly stabbed his grandson in a dispute over a donut.
Donut.
A Kansas City guy was charged with stabbing his 12-year-old grandson during an argument over a donut.
It must have been a good one.
Jose is 67. Okay. First-degree domestic assault. When he stabbed the boy in the arm.
Must have been a maple bacon.
They're not saying what kind of donuts. That's what I need to know in the story. Was it a voodoo donut? Because that's
I'm not stabbing somebody for a cake donut, but I will go for something
a nice,
a voodoo.
So apparently, what happened was the boy ran to the neighbor's house. Police got called, taken to a nearby hospital with serious injuries. He told the cops that they were both going for the donuts, and that all of a sudden his grandfather snapped because he thought that he was being disrespectful when the boy refused to share the donuts with Grandpa.
So then the
grandpa
grandpa bites the kid's fingers off.
Yeah, right.
And he's in the hospital next to the monkey man.
No, it was a 10-inch knife that the grandpa literally shoved or stabbed the boy's arm with.
Wow.
When the boy wouldn't give him a donut.
So that's the age when you can start hitting him back, huh?
67.
No, I was going to say 12 is when they start getting real lippy.
So, right. Man. Over a donut? When people say they'll cut you, they'll cut you.
And now I want a donut.
Yeah. Oh.
Blazin' It Radio, 303-728-3420, talking about all those gross men who like to sexually harass. Have you been sexually harassed? Kathy used to work at a company that only sexually harassed the smaller girls.
The Size 2 Club got to fly on the private jet of the company with the big wigs, that got,
Right.
so we would go to like all these other smaller towns across the country.
They're all, Kathy, we booked you on a Cessna.
I sure was.
I
did.
We will be there
I
a
think
couple
you think
hours before you.
Yeah,
Because the
that's
jet is pretty fast. But once you get there, if you can set up lunch for everybody, that'd be awesome.
Right. So there is a whole.
Unless you want to ride in the jet with us. But I mean,
You're going to get touched.
Right.
So it's like get touched and ride in the jet, or take the Cessna all the way up to the farthest part of Canada I've ever been to.
Well, the thing is, you would think that now chicks are like, becoming aware of this. And so, if you're a guy that's like, doing that,
right,
and you're in a position of huge authority or whatever, then I would imagine, you're really risking a lot because women are becoming self-aware.
Yeah.
Especially these high-profile cases.
And there's technology where we can put a little like, what was that you said?
I said that if you go down over here, that you could have a job.
Thank you. Click.
No, it's true. And that's how Gretchen Carlson was the first to get a payday out of Fox News, like a big payday, $20 million.
Before Megyn Kelly?
Yeah, Megyn Kelly didn't get anything. She didn't sue or anything.
Oh,
Megyn Kelly, I think, was just like...
It happened...
And she got that. Well, there's a reason she got that prime slot. You know what I mean? She did have the best slot there.
She really did. What's in your closet?
What did she have to do?
Yeah, right, with heirs.
Yeah. So hit us up 303-728-3420, or maybe you're one of those guys. Maybe you're one of those guys who's like, hey, I think there's still sexual harassment in the workplace, but it's like from coworker to coworker, not necessarily from the boss to the person.
Exactly, right.
So if
it's coworker to coworker,
it's even.
Right.
We're cool.
Even playing field. Right. I totally agree.
It's when you're in a position of authority, or you're dangling something over somebody, like, you're going to get fired unless we do the nasty.
Right. Then you're in trouble.
Right. But there's got to be other instances of people that have
use their power.
Right.
Like Harvey Weinstein when he killed that plant.
Or our interns back in the day from a boss felt uncomfortable, regularly.
Yeah.
Like they even said stuff to us.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right. We had an intern, remember, when he told her, I'm not going to listen to your air checks, but if you want to go to dinner, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
And then
that poor girl, I was like, you're a jerk.
And we were like, oh my God, don't do it. And then she's like, going to dinner.
Yeah, but she totally did it. Here I was standing up for the rights of women, getting mad at my boss because of how he was talking seductively to this intern. And then she totally went to dinner with him.
And they're besties.
Yeah, they're besties now.
Oh my God.
I don't even think she knows that a part of me hated my boss because of how he treated her.
I thought you told her to do it. I remember you telling her to go to dinner and doing it.
No, I told her you pick your battles.
Okay.
But I told her definitely don't. I told her to create a boyfriend, remember? To get him off her tail.
Right.
None of it worked. Now she said they're besties.
Now she's right.
Well, they're actually friends. It's so awkward. 303-728-3420. Has it ever happened to you? You can text us or call us at that number. Blazin' It Radio, Larry Ulibarri, Kathie J. Wiggins, letting you know that it is National Right Ear Day. So we are only broadcasting in your right ear.
Yep, that's why. I mean, we're doing it on purpose, everybody.
Right. It's National Right Ear Day for all those who only hear out of their right ear.
Feels weird, doesn't it?
I know. Tomorrow, hopefully, it might be actually left ear day.
Right.
And then on Thursday, it'd be stereo.
Right. And then back to mono on Friday.
Well, Kathy had mono in high school 3 times.
Right. I might have mono right now.
It's a kissing disease. Yeah, you definitely have some itis.
I do have an itis, so don't get too close to me, everybody.
We had a road trip, and you had the itis, and I didn't get it. We drove all the way to Fort Collins. I was thinking, I'm definitely going to get what she has.
Right, because I was sneezing and blowing my nose,
eating
and coughing,
the sunflower seeds,
putting my
sipping
hand
on the water.
I totally was.
Whatever. Yes, it's an incestuous relationship. Text us at 303-728-3420. We appreciate all the heads up on the technical glitch. We got you on that.
Right. Okay. So this one says, We were talking about like Harvey Weinstein and the casting couch, and have you ever had to deal with a creep if you wanted to get a promotion? Blah blah blah.
Right. This is precisely why Kathie works with 2 gay guys.
Right.
Because then she's free
I don't
of
have
that
anything to
stress.
worry about. Right.
Meaning
Right.
Chris Parente, not me. they
Oh
say.
yeah. Right. Oh yeah.
yeah.
You do
I'm
have to
sorry.
specify.
I'm sorry.
Wiggins is the straight guy, but
Right.
you were referring to yourself and Chris Parente, who I
Duh.
did the TV show with.
Wiggins hits on Kathie all the time. Makes
All
her
the
uncomfortable.
time.
It's
Right.
very
You know,
weird.
after hanging out with the supermodel like Kayla, you know,
Right.
Wiggins likes to just be like, you know, down to earth and hang
Right.
out with Kathie. I get it. I get the attraction.
Right.
Okay.
So when he's with you, then he goes home and he's like, damn.
Right, exactly. It's like every time he walks in the door.
Right. It's like
and
seeing
sees
her
his
for the
wife.
first time.
Okay, so this one on the text line says, my work wife, quote unquote, is always letting this guy know at work that she's into him. It's so uncomfortable for him and all around. He has said something to me a few times how it makes him feel. I recently said to her, you should just calm down because you've made it known you're willing, and if he's not taking you up on it, he's not into you.
Whoa. And like every man needs to have that printed and put on a plaque. Read that again.
Just calm down because you've made it known you're willing, and if he's not taking you up on it, he's not into you.
So that's it. That's what Bill O'Reilly needed to be told.
Yes, right.
Weinstein, all those guys.
Right.
It's like, fine, we get it. You made your advance.
Right. They're
and,
not taking you
Right.
up on it. They're not into you.
And sometimes we get in this mindset where we think it's all men doing it to women.
Right.
But women are doing it to men.
Exactly. Like, I'm going to have to face the fact personally that Chris Tomer, the meteorologist at Fox 31
You make
and
him
Channel 2,
uncomfortable.
I make him uncomfortable, and he's not that into me.
Right, for sure.
Because I've thrown it out there.
Right, and he's never pulled you aside in the parking lot.
He doesn't want to climb these Grand Tetons. He's into his own, 14ers and all that. He's not into mine.
Okay, so I never really do that. Like, as far as like, I'd like to hit on your coworkers because they're not my coworkers.
Right.
I'm just a person.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You're just another fan
No,
that
no.
thinks Greg Dutra is good looking.
Well, who doesn't think Greg Dutra's good looking? But Yunky's the one that's on my list.
Yunky is hot. Yunky the hunky.
Right.
Anyways, back to this text. Okay, so I've made it known that if he's not taking you up on it, he's not into you. I wish I had a pic of her face. I think a light came on in her head every time I said that. Every time he says something, she makes it sexual. Oh, wow. This
sounds like me.
Wiggins, did you write that?
Hey, Wiggins, get your cute little ass over to the mic
Yeah,
and
exactly.
comment on this.
Larry?
Yes.
I want you to know you've made it known that you're willing to Wiggins, and he's not taking you up on it. So Wiggins is just not that into you.
Yeah,
Okay.
leave me alone, bro.
Every
Listen.
time something is said, Larry, you don't have to make it sexual.
Listen,
What?
I would completely submit to that, but Wiggins and I have had some special times in the sense of like, we've went camping. We
haven't. You are that guy. You are the Robert Ayers to
Yeah.
where we just ignore it.
Okay, his name's not Robert Ayers.
Or whatever Ayers.
Stephen Ayers, what's his
Whatever
name?
the-
Well, unless you can
Whitehurst.
remember, you have
You
no
don't
credibility.
even know.
What's his name?
Roger Ayers.
Okay.
I
Oh,
think.
What's
I
the
think
other
it
guy's
is.
name?
Bill O'Reilly and Harvey Firestein.
And Larry
Weinstein.
Ulibarri.
Harvey
Weinstein and Larry Ulibarri.
And Larry Ulibarri.
Shut up.
This one on the tech line.
You just shut your sexy mouth, Wiggins.
See, there he goes.
Look,
Oh,
you
great.
made
I'm
Kathie
sick.
all
Stop
choked
it.
Yeah.
up.
Okay. This one on the text line. I work for a technology company. We work in the construction vertical.
Okay, so in other
Larry,
words,
you already hearing something sexual?
well, no. Like I'm saying, like it's construction. It's like it's obviously like a man-on-man
Yeah,
thing.
no.
Oh,
Just
okay.
men in construction tend to act like they have never seen a woman before.
Oh, right, when they come to the site or whatever.
Exactly. I thwart sexual advances on a weekly basis. Sometimes I just wish I could go a week without an innuendo being thrown my way.
And then, of course, innuendo from the Greek term of in your end.
Oh. Oh.
No.
In your end. Oh.
Oh.
So, yeah.
See, like Larry, you are the guy that just turned something sexual.
Well, and here's the thing, it's like learn to take a compliment, lady.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
I have joked about the fact that, once you get older, you'll take any cat whistle you can. Like, so I'm walking by construction sites,
Right.
like
Why
They're
aren't
like-
you whistling?
I'm bending over. I'm putting bricks down on the ground with my phone number in it.
They're like, can you move out of the way? You're blocking a 20-something that's waiting for the bus.
You're blocking the sun.
Yes.
This one on the text line says that, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Okay.
And so this person is saying they work with a lot of people that are victims of all crimes. So that, there is a serious side to the fact that women have to deal with this at their job.
Oh, no, for sure. And it's like the more, that women like step up and unite, the better it is.
Right, exactly. And that's what they're saying. So be sure to recognize this in October.
Right. So if at your work today somebody says inappropriate something, be super loud about it.
Right.
Go, hey, Bill just said this.
I wonder if you have to do that.
Right, because if you started doing that, all the guys would be like, oh my God, I got to shut up.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, right. What's that? What do you say?
I didn't say that.
You know what? I know there had to be times where I was sexually harassed. I have to think about it.
Right, you worked in construction.
Exactly. And
you were also one of the guys.
I
though.
was one of the guys.
You're Frank.
Right.
So you would whistle at the chicks that walked by.
Right.
Hey,
if they were hot,
right.
why not? Yeah, I have to think about this.
Right.
Right. So.
Well, we're not going to ask Wiggins if this has ever happened to him.
Right, because it's going to be
Has
nonstop.
it ever happened to me today?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, shut your sexy mouth.
Oh, all right. Thanks, Larry.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Text us 303-728-3420. Has it happened to you?
So you got Kate Winslet coming out speaking against Harvey Weinstein. You have Judi Dench is coming out. Dame
Right.
Judi Dench is coming
Meryl
out.
Streep.
So many people. But Donna Karen is defending Harvey Weinstein, saying that the harassed women may have been asking for it.
Really?
It's kind of like, just shut up.
Right, we didn't even know you were still around.
Yeah.
So that's weird. Of all the people to defend, it's like, I think you could find a better cause.
Well, she's defending him because her best friend is Harvey Weinstein's wife.
Okay, the
And
one
the
that
wife-
stays at home and really gets mistreated when he comes home because if he treats strangers like that,
Yeah.
imagine what he makes the wife do.
Poor wife.
Ugh.
His wife, though, is famous fashion designer Georgina Chapman. She does the Marchesa brand.
Oh, so she's probably like, yeah, just do whatever you need to do as long as keep it away from me.
Yeah, I don't.
Right, like,
Donna
why would she even be with him? Well, because he's super wealthy.
Because he's super rich, right? Super
Right.
connected. Donna Karen, who is the DKNY founder, she's friends with them. She says they're a wonderful couple and added that Harvey has done some amazing things. And she says that the sexually harassed women may have been asking for it by dressing seductively.
Wow, okay, so nobody's going to buy Donna Karen clothes.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. She went on. She kept talking. And she said, you look at everything all over the world today and how women are dressing and what they're asking just by presenting themselves the way they do. What are they asking for?
Oh, my
Trouble,
God.
is what she said.
Are you serious? Like this, some
Yeah.
women
She's-
just happen to be in an office with him. It's like
The
Ashley
receipt-
Judd didn't dress like a slut, or nor did that reporter.
The TV reporter.
Right. It's
Right.
like, shut up, Donna Karen.
Yeah, she needs to shut up.
Wow.
And it goes back to that whole thing, like, if you wear a miniskirt, does that mean that automatically you're saying rape me?
No, you're not.
No,
And
you're not.
I'm sorry,
The guys need to be in control of their own emotions.
It's the Trump, Bill O'Reilly, Ayers generation of
Yes.
guys that think they can get away with that. And it's just so gross. And here's what I don't get. They're all so wealthy, they could easily just place a singles ad saying, old gross man.
Right, with lots of money.
And liver spots.
Right.
Wants to be able to perv out on you and pretend not to be into it.
Yeah.
Be afraid of him because that's what he likes. And then have this chick on the staff.
Yeah, right.
Have 4 of them.
Yeah.
And these chicks know that's their job.
And they would totally take that money
For
and do
sure.
it. Absolutely.
They'll act frightened.
Yep.
They'll be into it if you want.
Yep,
It's like, I don't
exactly.
get what. It must be the fact that they're doing this to women that don't want it to happen.
Right, so it's the control and power over him.
Right.
Right.
And-
which says something about the guy, not the girl.
Well, and here's the thing. For every woman that is like, ew, gross, get off me, maybe there's 3 women that were like, go for it. I really do want to work in news.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I want to be a star.
Yeah, and it sucks
Right.
that the casting couch was big
Right.
with Harvey Weinstein.
Right, because he's got a fat ass.
Someone that's doing an apology tour right now would be Nene Lakes.
Nene Leakes. Always remember her name is a description of how her bladder works. Nene leaks.
She leaks, yes. She's making a full apology to her. She posted an apology on her Facebook on Facebook Monday saying, I truly regret and apologize for what I said from the stage in Oakland over the weekend. Sometimes words can cut deep and hurt when you have no intentions of them doing so. As a woman and someone who has survived abuse, I regret the words that I used. Yeah, because it was crazy to me because she was raped.
I know, but it was just such a desperate thing that she was doing to try to clap back at that person.
And it just bombed.
Right. It was just she thought maybe she was going to win the audience over with saying something so crazy.
Right.
Right. And they were like,
instead everyone
wrong.
went, yeah, that's not what you say.
Well, and the thing is, it's like, since she's new to stand-up, like, I guess somebody like an Amy Schumer could get away with more because she's so known and funny. But if you're getting booed during your act, then
right.
you don't have a lot
Maybe you're just not stand-up.
Right.
But I do agree. She can be funny, like at Fashion Police.
Or when given some lines.
Right. So Frankie Muniz, do you remember him? He is from Malcolm in the Middle. He's the main dude.
He's the one that's in the middle. Yeah, he's
Malcolm.
Dancing with the Stars.
He is. And last night on Dancing with the Stars, he revealed he has no memory of his childhood after suffering a series of mini strokes and concussions. Isn't that sad?
That's what's really sad is his parents spent all his money. They're like, "What show you were on?
What
are
show?
you talking
You
about?
weren't on a show. That's all photoshopped, baby."
Right. This is your Toyota. And this is our Mercedes.
Right. Yeah. Right. He's 31 years old now, and he is competing on Dancing with the Stars. And they went into a little bit of behind the scenes.
Okay,
and they
how was
followed
the show? When you did the show.
He revealed that his girlfriend has to record their movements in a journal so that he can remind himself of what he's been up to. He says he loves to be able to look back. It makes it a little sad that it just doesn't pop back into my mind. I should have remembered when we went to Australia. That's something people remember.
So every so often he wakes up and he's like, Donald Trump's president?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
It's like 50 First Dates.
Right.
He keeps reliving the same day over and over.
Come on.
He's like, come on, get out of here. No, for real, he is.
Bryan Cranston, his dad, who was on Malcolm in the Middle and is just a funny guy. He's in the part of the package that they played on Dancing with the Stars. And he offered his support, and he said that he tells Frankie Muniz not to worry about what you remember and what you don't remember. They're still your experiences. Then he said,
although you should see Breaking Bad, it's a great show.
Right. He said, though, that it'll be his job to remind Frankie, remember this from Malcolm in the Middle?
Right.
Yes, because they did have so many fun moments on Malcolm in the Middle.
That show was hilarious, and Bryan Cranston almost kind of stole that show.
Yeah,
so
for real.
funny.
Frankie Muniz, he was in a car accident, driving fast cars and suffering all those strokes. That's really sad. I didn't know that about him.
I wonder what Dewey looks like now, because Dewey was such a weird looking kid.
Yes, with big ears. He was.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, so something really cool happened last night at the Janet Jackson concert. I'm sorry, over the weekend.
Was it when she brought back all her dancers?
She honored her past dancers at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah, my friend Cliff was at that show.
That's cool.
And so she kept bringing out dancers from past tours.
Yes.
So like, this is so-and-so from the Janet tour.
Wow. Cliff was in the audience with Christina Milian, Heidi Klum, Helen Hunt, Chrissy Metz, Rosario Dawson, Tank, Gail King. Anyone was there with Cliff.
Right. And so these dancers she brought out, and then at the end, she brought all the dancers out, and they all did Rhythm Nation.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which I guess was pretty crazy because some of them are like fat now.
No way.
Right,
well, she's been doing tours for 28 years, so she brought back people from the beginning.
Right. All that matters is Janet is not fat.
Exactly.
She's
right.
like,
So Janet's happy having fat people come out.
She's like,
come on out.
Well, truth be told, she actually has a couple dancers on this tour that are like fit girls.
Oh, good.
And
They can
that's
rock
on
it.
purpose. She's
Oh, yeah.
like, right between you fat asses.
Exactly. Right between you. Look at how thin I am. Look at me. I look great.
She's all, enjoy that platter. So no, I guess Tina, which was one of her like main choreographers.
Tina was like her best friend.
Right, the short hair, good looking brunette.
Yes.
I guess she's a chubbo.
No way.
Right, for sure. And so, but and then what Cliff sent me a little bit of video, and I guess Janet was going just kind of like conservative budget. So since this was a one-off with all the dancers, they all got hoodies.
Oh,
like Rhythm
so they
Nation
didn't
hoodies.
Okay. So if
Instead
you were
of getting official jackets or something like that.
some cool wardrobe.
Somebody told Janet, yeah, to make all those fat jackets, it's going to be very expensive.
And finally, Ralphie May, the comedian.
Right, the guy that died.
Yes. Why do we have to know what his last meal was? Why does TMZ have to throw it out there that...
Right, it's not like he's on death row. That's when you usually find out what somebody's last meal was.
Yeah, but because Ralphie May was so big...
Maybe they're warning people. They're saying if you eat jalapeno poppers and a chicken sandwich before bed, it could kill you.
So you know the story.
Well, I'm just saying, like, maybe it was like a, hey, like... He went out and he was enjoying life.
Yeah, right. Well, Ralphie May actually did a tweet back in 2013 that said, I hope when I die, people make jokes about me. Don't cry for me. Life is great. So that was 4 years ago.
We have his permission, folks.
To make
it's
fun.
not too soon.
All right. So Ralphie May chowed down on jalapeno poppers and a chicken sandwich 1 o'clock in the morning on Friday. 10 hours later, he was dead.
So, I mean, was that like coming anyway? And this was just.
I think it was coming anyways.
Okay, but I mean,
he
do you
was a
think
big
that?
guy.
Do you think that meal pushed it over the edge?
Yeah,
Like-
when you're this big and that's all you eat, your next meal is going to be a potential heart attack.
Right, but I'm just saying, was it the jalapeno aspects? Was it the sodium?
He's on heartburn.
Right. No, I mean, like,
heartburn, right.
had he taken like a heartburn medication, would he still be with us?
Right, did he choke on the chicken sandwich? What was it?
Right, it's just sad. I mean, the guy was funny, but he knew that people were going to eventually make fun of him.
Right.
I mean, because the comedians say that. They say that they're the first. Comedians say that when people tell them they can't make that joke, they make it in their head.
Right.
So
it's been made. It's being done.
He wanted it that way.
Rest in peace, Ralphie May.
All right, because of the Harvey Weinstein situation, we got on the topic of, have you ever been, had some like boss person, try to get with you,
right?
In lieu of a promotion or a better career opportunity, something like that.
Yeah.
And you guys were teasing me like, because I tease Wiggins, right?
Yes.
So they usually say, somebody that does that, it was done to them.
Oh,
so you're just repeating the cycle.
So you are
the victim
constantly
here.
sexually harassing Wiggins because you are a victim
of it happening to me.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Wiggins.
Exactly. So, just blame the next guy or the guy
Larry.
before.
Okay, so what happened to you?
Basically, I was Wiggins. I was the, young kid in the station.
The hot new fresh.
Right, whatever. And the guy that I was working with, who was married to a lady, and
aren't they always?
And a couple kids in previous marriage, that whole thing. And then we were just hanging out, whatever, blah blah blah. And then one morning, like, it just happened to be him and I.
Okay.
And so the news guy was out, right, and there was nobody else there, whatever. So as I'm like, checking meters and looking on
putting in new cards,
CDs. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting there putting them back, and he literally comes up behind me and like puts his whole body against my body.
Like slammed you into the soundproofing wall?
Well, no, but like, wow, she's really seeing it. She's it's
right,
like she's there.
Right, like
he's enjoying it.
Nobody will hear you.
No. He pushed me kind of not forward toward the CD rack.
Okay.
So then I was like, I was just thrown off.
So were you like?
I was. You know what?
So
I
it's
was
not like he checked you into the wall. He seductively
put his body against my body, and the thing is,
on you.
I was so thrown off and not expecting it because there wasn't like a bunch of hee ha ha lead up to that, right?
Oh, okay. But he'd been clocking you,
I guess. And so since nobody was there, it was happening, and I was so thrown off that I didn't even know how to respond. Like I literally just froze.
What?
Yeah, I just froze, and I was just like, okay, and then it stopped, and then it was over. And then so that, like...
So because you didn't do anything, he knew not to pursue
I guess.
it?
I don't know.
What
like,
did
maybe
he say?
he was
I'm
expecting...
so sorry I tripped into you.
Right, nothing. Didn't say anything.
Okay.
And was like, I was Ashley Judd at that moment. A gorgeous, nubile actress. And he was Harvey Weinstein.
There's a man in a robe.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, I literally was just like thrown off. And then remember I told you the story about the cop that like where my car broke down in Denver.
Yeah.
And I was like in some scary warehouse area on like 8th and I-25 down in those kind of crazy where the hotel is and the hubcap place. And a cop did that to me in a way more obvious way.
Right.
And I was thrown off.
Like, didn't he say like?
Well, he pulled up and then he was like, "Hey, what's going on?" I was like, "Oh, I'm just waiting for my uncle. He's gonna bring me some gas. I ran out of gas." So he's like, "Oh, you can sit in the car
and wait."
Right.
Okay.
So we're just talking about this and that, the other, and I was like grateful that he let me sit in the car.
Right.
And he's like, He realized I didn't check you for weapons.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. And so we got out of the car, and then he like proceeded like just to do the regular kind of search, but then went in for the kill and started touching my junk. Yeah. And so
what do you do? What
I
did
froze.
you do? Right. Another time you froze.
Right, because I was like, I'm in a weird parking lot of a
scary
gas
neighborhood.
station. Right. I don't know where I'm at, and this is weird. And
okay, so the cop was ugly.
No, like he actually wasn't.
Okay.
Like I don't even remember what he looked like, to be honest, because it just threw me off.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I just and then my uncle came and got me gas, and I drove to work, and I was like, huh. And so
I'm gonna do this to Wiggins.
Right,
No.
that's what I'm saying. So then how can you turn around?
because I don't grab Wiggins, I don't like put my body against Wiggins.
What? Wait a minute.
No,
I
he
don't.
does not. He does
Oh, he
not.
doesn't? Okay.
I don't physically assault him, but
He
I
just
mean,
makes those crude
okay. But here's the
airs
thing.
comments.
Can I
Right.
just say this?
But I have seen you poke him.
No, but I mean that's us just fighting and punching each other, whatever.
Okay.
But my thing is, ever since Mr. Wiggins is a married man,
Oh, yeah.
I like Kayla so much, I just can't. I mean, I'm not going to take her Kool-Aid. So
You
she can
couldn't
have
even
him.
if you wanted this Kool-Aid.
It's not even Kool-Aid, by the way. It's like some
No.
off-brand.
Right, it's purple drink.
Right.
Everyone likes the purple drink.
Everyone loves purple drink.
So text us right now if
So the moment of you freeze,
Right.
and how do you handle it? And you don't you
I
think
didn't-
immediately to people that haven't been harassed, or you think that it's so easy to go, get your hand off of me.
Right, but you don't think of it like that.
Because people were like, Taylor Swift, it's your meet and
yeah,
greet.
you're
How
not
did
used to that.
Right, you're not used
You're
to.
thrown off.
You are thrown off.
completely thrown off. And the thing is, I would venture to say that, I mean, like people definitely like in their hot zone of when they're like, the hot stuff or whatever.
Yes.
But like, I bet like good-looking people get this all the time.
Right.
Like tens.
I can see
Like
that.
I could
right.
see it just being like another day at, like that girl said, every time she goes to construction site, she'd find it pleasurable if she didn't get an innuendo.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, it
So-
must be hard being hot.
I know, I was
Oh.
going to say, whereas I'm going there, cleavage bared as much as I can, trying to get some sort of compliment.
Yeah. And so, call us and let us know if you're one of those hot people, because then we know to hit on you. 303-728-3420. Call us. Blazin' Hit Radio, Larry Uliberry, Kathie J. Wiggins. I was just saying, because you said there was something about Oreo coming up in some new flavor.
Yes.
And I said that growing up, that, when they referred to a lady's part as a cookie.
Yeah.
And I was trying to, as a kid, picture what my sister's genitalia looked like. Oreo was one of the ones.
You saw it as an Oreo cookie.
Well, I
'Cause
was
the
running
people said
all of the cookie
Right.
through. So I
You're
was
like
like
Snickerdoodle,
windmill, M&M.
Ginger Snap.
Chocolate chip.
Why didn't you land on Ginger Snap? It
I
sounds
don't
like-
remember what I landed on, but I just know that like
Oreo was a choice.
was one of the choices.
And speaking of that, someone said Biscochito always makes me crack a smile. But just curious, did you go meatless really to help your libido, Larry?
No, it was because it rhymed.
Oh, okay, yeah,
When-
they said they're thinking of making the switch for health reasons, but wouldn't hurt to have some extra benefits.
No, for sure. Like you definitely feel the benefits of not eating animal and definitely not eating cheese. But it's a hard thing to do because every restaurant and everybody uses butter and there's cheese in everything. You think meat's in everything, there's cheese in everything.
Yeah.
So to try
God bless cheese.
right, to try to live a regular life, Chris is definitely not going to go the way of the full plant-based.
Okay.
He's definitely back on cheese.
You can't even do butter?
Not really. I mean, it's up to you. It's kind of like
It's up to you.
and nobody's holding a gun to me. So like I said a million times, I'll eat a birthday cake that has eggs and milk in it.
Right.
I'm not a crazy person.
We got a text that says asking if we've been having trouble with the app. They're only hearing us out of the right speaker. We know this is actually a upload issue with our tech guy. IT guy has to set up the servers so we can actually distribute the encode.
Well, part of it is because we've said so many negative things on the show about Trump. Now we owe it to them to lean a little right.
Heyo.
Heyo. And now we're only in your right ear.
We were also talking about Harvey Weinstein and the
Sexual
casting couch
harassment.
and sexual harassment. This one says, years ago when my ex and I split up, his cousin stayed in the house where we all lived for a while. One night he came home drunk, so drunk, and he kept trying to get me to go to bed with him. He was saying, come on, let's do it. Everybody thinks we are anyways. I kept saying no, got away for a minute, and then he pinned me down and said, come on, please. And never got violent, but I started to cry, and that's when he realized that I wasn't gonna do it. He appeared to truly feel bad. He did move out a few days later. We haven't talked since, and I haven't told many people about it. It's one of my worst memories, like, ever.
I would have been like, maybe we can use your tears as lube.
Larry would have kept trying. He would have kept trying.
Oh my God, dude!
Wow, you really go there.
Yeah.
You really are those guys.
I'm just saying.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right. Someone said both ears just came on for them, Wiggins.
Oh, nice.
So did you do anything different?
I emailed the IT guy and said,
Oh,
help.
okay.
I said, help, please.
You know,
Hey, maybe it worked.
yeah, it's like when you're on a plane and one ear pops.
Yeah.
And you're normal. Oh,
Oh, there's nothing better than
we're
that.
landing.
I've had this cold since last Friday is when it started coming on, so my ears have been clogging all weekend, and then your nose is clogging, and
Right.
so it's killing me right now. So I
You're a
couldn't tell
trooper.
you. I couldn't tell you what's happening with the headphones.
So everything sounds fine, Kathy. It's just your
Right,
sickness.
exactly.
That's
I'm
all it
underwater
is.
the whole time.
Hey, we're pretty.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So the Oreos. You
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
talk about it?
Yeah,
Okay, so there's so many different flavors coming out of, Twinkies and Oreos seem to really try the new flavored testing.
What I hate is that some countries are way more bold than us. So, like, where we just got white chocolate Kit Kats, in Japan, they have, like, strawberry Kit Kats,
Green tea Kit Kats.
wasabi Kit
Right,
Kats.
they really go there,
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly. They're so conservative here.
But not all of them are good.
I know.
Yeah.
But if they're going to do something here, it usually involves cookies and cream or
Yes.
cookie dough.
And then the potato chips, Lay's got in on it, and that's been pretty good. Some of those, like the chicken and waffles was good. Those chips.
Right. I never tried that one.
Okay, so, the newest Oreo, hey, could you do a chicken and waffles chip?
Well, here's the
And still get the meat flavor that without tasting the meat?
No, I would imagine in the chip they probably put chicken
Flavoring?
right in chicken, yeah, like the stock of a soup, chicken broth or whatever.
okay.
And so, like, here's what's really funny that you asked that is Lay's has a chip called it's like Lay's baked roasted garlic.
Okay.
And so I was asking Sam at Whole Health Club, can I eat this? And he's like, read the back. And in the back, it says there's cheddar cheese in it, blue cheese, and Parmesan cheese.
What?
And it doesn't even say cheese on the front.
Right.
So they put cheese in things that you don't even know. So, yeah, it's
So
kind of
watch-
hard.
yeah, okay.
You got to look at labels.
Watch out for everything.
I know, right?
Right. So is that why you've been grumpy? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, yes, because I'm off cheese. Whatever.
Hey, I have a T-shirt that says "That's too much cheese." Said no
one
one
ever.
Okay. Okay. So Oreo. Okay. So the
We're
newest.
still trying to get to
I was
Oreo.
I know, and then I
Oreo.
keep thinking of my sister's crotch.
Oh, dude,
So
stop
disturbing.
saying that. I don't want to think of Lynette and Oreo cookies.
I know.
Like, I
Oh my
see
God.
her.
I'm thinking, and then Christmas is around the corner where the big Oreo comes out.
You ruin songs. You
Yeah.
ruin food.
Right, you do, Larry.
You ruin the way my work
Listen.
environment is.
I was wondering if the whole time which way the cookie faced. Like, was it
Right.
this
Is
way
it
or this
sideways?
way?
Is it landscape or
Right.
portrait?
Oh my God.
Exactly.
Okay, Oreos. The newest Oreo flavor, everyone. What do you think it is? I mean, they've done peanut butter, they've done pumpkin spice, they've done everything.
done watermelon,
lemon,
they've done candy corn.
They've done everything. So
I did one that was pink, but it wasn't strawberry. So are they doing strawberry?
oh, no, they've already done
They've
strawberry.
They have
chocolate
done strawberry.
Yeah, that was easy.
You know which one I think it was disgusting was the Swedish fish. Just because the frosting tasted exactly like Swedish fish.
Right, how did they do it?
Right, and so it just didn't, like, I'm
Right.
used to that being gummy.
And you can't have that red dye.
Right,
Right, but it
whatever.
was good. That's the
Okay.
Swedish fish. Okay. So the new Oreo flavor is, drum roll, please. They're not telling you. But they'll
Okay.
give you 50 grand if you guess it.
Well, all
Now
that
you're
lead up-
interested, aren't you?
Oh, okay.
Oreos rolled out dozens of new flavors over the past years, but they've come out with a new one, and it's a mystery. So it'll be in a white package. The cookies are a traditional excuse me, are the chocolate Oreos,
Okay, so
not the golden.
Okay,
Okay, so, but here's the thing. Not going to tell you what the cream filling is, but if you guess it, you have a shot at winning $50,000.
I'm gonna taste it and go, Lynette.
Oh, you better not.
No, I know. I'm
Okay.
just, I don't know what the flavor
Dude,
is.
stop
What are you
ruining
from-
your
Are
sister
you from
for
the
me.
South? What is happening? Why did you say your sister? And 5 other people who guessed it right are going to win $10,000. You got until the end of November to start eating the Oreos that you see in the white package. Go to their website, fill out stuff there, and you could get it.
What a good way to trick people, because you're gonna have to eat it to continue to figure it out.
Exactly. And you're going to buy another package
right, 3
to
packets
have
later.
someone else say it. Right.
Right.
It's pretty brilliant.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I'm dying to try it.
I know. Let's go to the store.
Right, because if
Tell
I
us
were
if your
them,
store has them.
I would throw everybody off, and I would be like, make it mashed potato. Let's hope nobody gets it.
Gross.
No.
We got some new music, and so that's why I keep hitting the button, because I keep getting all excited about it.
What is it?
It's Imagine Dragon Thunder.
Oh, good.
Premature esongulation.
I know. Sorry.
Hey, by the way, join me this Saturday at Larry H. Miller Nissan from 11 to 1. It's, their big truck month sale.
Yeah.
And they're giving huge deals on the Rogue family. So either the regular Rogue or the new Rogue Sport.
Have you seen the new Rogue Sport? It's like, so they don't do the Juke anymore, which I love
Right.
the Juke, but the new Rogue Sport is like
Yeah.
a smaller Rogue and tougher.
Yeah, it's super dope. And it's like got this thing where it's like connected in a way that it's like has everything. Like if somebody smashes the glass, it lets you know. Like
No
it
way.
calls the police. It does all these different things.
Oh, that's
if you're in a
cool.
crash or if you run out of gas, it knows. It lets roadside assistance know.
See,
you know
that's
what I mean?
cool. So
Oh,
you don't
for
have
sure.
to have some OnStar other thing you're paying for.
Exactly. And it's like just so connected to the point that, and I think that the way this is headed with self-driving cars,
Mm-hmm.
eventually when self-driving cars, when you don't make your car payment, it's just going to drive you to the bank.
Don't say
Right.
that.
And you're
Don't
like,
say that.
locking doors, clunk.
Oh, no.
Self-driving to bank.
No, wait. I have to get to work.
You're like trying to kick the window out.
Right.
No, driving to bank.
No.
You are in trouble.
Oh, no.
Going to courthouse. No.
I'll go to the courthouse.
Right.
You got to pay your fine.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but
Pretty soon, yeah, those cars are gonna they're just gonna control
You're right.
you.
Cars can't get to that point.
Warrant out for arrest. Driving to police
Yeah,
station.
exactly.
Wait,
You're a bad man. But my mom has the Rogue. And
Right.
your mom has a Rogue.
Right.
They love them. My mom loves her Rogue.
No, for sure. They're definitely come out and hang out. And by the way, if you text Nissan to 303-728-3420, you'll get $500 off. So if you've been thinking about making a car purchase, SUV or truck, this will be the Saturday to do it.
Right, because Larry will be out there. He'll make sure you get a good deal.
Right, I'll go live on Facebook so they can't screw you. And they'll be like, "You're really going to give them this deal? We're live."
Look
and
at
they'll
this.
be like,
Check
"Oh,
this
I
out.
guess."
Look at this right here.
And they've refined the process, so it's not that thing where they put you in a room and they try to hash it out.
Yep.
It's all done out in the open, and the paperwork goes like this. So literally, it is not an all-day thing like it used to be.
And all their cars with their pre-owned, the pre-owned ones, they've all been inspected.
For sure, they wouldn't be on the lot if they weren't approved to be there.
They
And
got like 1,000 different cars in their inventory.
with the lease options, I don't even think people. I think people that are going out there to look at pre-owned would definitely be like, "Oh, I can qualify for this lease."
You know, I never was a lease person. You know, I was always about
People always discourage you from being a
get your
lease
car,
person.
right? You get your car, and then you pay it off, and then you have it,
And
it's
you try to
something that-
sell it,
right? And then
if you have the value.
and then it breaks down, and then the $1,000 new tranny is your responsibility. Blah blah blah. That was my life, and I used to always see you and Chris like a nice new car every couple years, and I was like, well, they don't have anything to show for it. They're just renting those cars. But now that I have a lease, I like it.
Kathie's right. $1,000 tranny's ridiculous.
It is
But I do want to
ridiculous.
say,
What?
girl.
What?
No, you're right, because you
There is
see
something to be
people.
said.
You see people get frustrated when they have to take their, high profile, fancy car in.
Yeah.
And I knew like 3 or 4 guys that owned Audis, and they were always mad because they were having to take it to the shop and stuff like this. But when you lease, you as long as the payment is low and you get used to that,
Yep.
then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're like, what? You don't have to stress about the next car because you're just going to re-up in a couple years.
And who doesn't want comfort in the newest stuff?
We got to shut up. This has been the longest commercial I've
Oh,
ever heard.
sorry. Sorry. Yeah. So Larry's going to be out at Larry Miller Nissan this Saturday from 11 to 1.
We digress. But we do want you to hit us up at 303-728-3420 to let us know if you've ever been the victim of some sexual harassment. I would imagine that a lot of people kind of blow it off.
Yeah.
And just like, because they don't want to, I don't know, maybe like they like where they're working at or whatever. But I think some of those women, like a Megan Kelly or something, probably like got where they're at, but that's why they're not saying anything.
Right.
Because Megan Kelly's like, I totally did.
Yeah, right. You don't talk about it.
Right.
I still think that it must have happened to me, but for some reason I either blocked it out.
No,
yeah,
because
I guess-
there was Kat used to do it back in the day.
Yeah.
And I just remember because I was an
Cat
intern.
he hated me or loved me. It
Yeah.
was one or the other. With
And you
that
would just
guy.
laugh. You would just like, ha!
No, you're a great sport. Like,
Yeah.
you're the perfect person to sexually harass.
Yeah.
You're not going to management. You'll shake him a little. You're awesome. Kathy's cool like that. Wiggins, on the other hand, oh, God, here he
Right,
comes.
stop touching me, Larry.
Right, well,
Don't
Yeah.
say that about me, Larry.
Comes to work in a full suit of armor. Clank,
You're right.
clank.
He's like the Michelin man when he walks.
Clank.
Nobody-
What's
nobody's
that? What's that
touching
movie?
you.
Robin Hood, Real Men in Tights, or Men in Tights?
Men
It
in
was
Tights.
with the belt that.
The cod
chastity
piece.
yeah,
belt,
yeah,
right.
the chastity belt. That's what I got on. I'm like, no, Larry.
Remember that time though, Larry? You did keep like dropping things, trying to get Wiggins to bend over and pick him up.
Well, no,
Because
because
he used to have a plumber's crack.
like until he bought pants that fit him. So for a couple
Right,
years.
like he had a growth spurt.
No. I went to HR because I was like, hey, this young thing keeps rubbing his butt in my face. Everywhere we go, he's like, look at it. Look at it.
Look at this. Look
So I
at
started
Yeah.
dropping quarters down his crack until he got regular
Yeah.
pants.
He really did that to you, didn't he?
He didn't drop quarters. You would just try to, I don't know, whatever, dude. Yeah, I'm going to turn you in, bro.
We went to the where you get your driver's license.
The
and-
DMV.
Right, and he just happened to be wearing those little pants. Look, he's all pulling them up now.
He's totally pulling him up.
Yeah.
he sat in a chair that had like a little space between the butt and the back.
Oh, I remember this.
And so you could clearly see it. So I heard
His
people
butt crack.
clearly. I mean, like, and so
Right.
It's
And
the
you're
D-
not fat though, Wiggins.
It's the DMV. You're allowed to show your butt
kind
crack.
of. If you're allowed to dress like you're from Walmart, it's at the DMV.
right, but when he sat down, there were people. There was murmurs. So some people were like,
Oh, yes.
there
Okay,
were.
all right,
I was
fine,
sitting back there,
sure,
so some
okay.
people went,
Fine.
and then there were some people that were like, amazing.
All right.
Yeah, that was you.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Look
you.
at
that
yeah.
was you.
All right.
So beautiful.
So much so that Larry
Supple.
took a picture of it.
I don't think the Green Solution knows how I'm about to go to their HR department and let them know how
Nope,
Larry
sorry,
is.
Well,
buddy.
here's
It's
the
the
thing.
HR department at Blazin Hit Radio. We
Yeah.
don't have one.
Yeah, we're an entertainment company and you're part owner, so why don't you just go talk to yourself? And I might sue you for putting that juicy butt in my face all the time.
Oh, yes.
I think you were wanting it,
Oh, my God.
asking for it. Okay, call us at 303-728-3420. Janet's on the line. Are you calling just to say hello, or are you calling on topic?
I'm calling on topic and to say hello.
Okay,
Hi.
so Janet's calling because I posted on our Facebook page as well. Call us if you've ever had a man put himself on you in a weird sexual way at work, especially if it's like a boss, like a Bill O'Reilly, a Harvey Weinstein, and then like maybe an Ayers.
No.
Oh, so that didn't happen to you?
No, yes. I mean, yes. Nobody
Well,
that
what is it,
important,
man?
yes.
You can't come to HR with a complaint and then laugh and say it didn't happen.
What is it, Janet?
Yeah, which is it?
I just wanted to get on the line. Just kidding.
Okay.
So very recently, this happened very recently at a gym that I go to.
Okay.
I didn't even notice that he was being so inappropriate until one of the guys that worked there told me.
Okay, so what happened?
So I was working out. He goes to get on the machine with me, and he was really flirtatious and sweet, but I thought he was gay. So I was like, "Oh, you're so cute! Oh my goodness!" Because he's really flamboyant. This guy.
Okay.
Okay, but what machine? Stop right there. What machine can two people get on?
The elliptical.
Oh, he's next to you on the elliptical. Okay.
Yes, he's working at the time. He's on the clock. So he goes and gets on the elliptical, and he starts talking to me, being really friendly. And I'm like, whatever. So then he asked me how old I was. So I said, I'm 30. He said, oh, well, I'm 20.
He's all,
That's all right. I will.
He's all, dirty rhymes with 30. He's also does a panty rhymes with auntie.
I feel like Larry has been every single person that's called in. Okay.
I really wish it was that simple. He started calling me a MILF, and he started, he was just really inappropriate to the point where he asked me if I would have sex with him.
What?
For food.
For
For
food?
For food.
So in
he
other
said
words,
he was,
you would get food if you had sex with him, or you have to give him food?
I would feed him, and he would pay me with sex.
Oh, okay. So that sounds like a fair trade.
That sounds like a starving college kid.
He was. He is. So I was like, are you serious?
Right. So where did you guys go eat?
We didn't get that far. Thank God. And what's sad is he's super cute, and he's in the Army. So at first when he was like, I'm in the Army, I really respected this man, this young man.
Uh-huh.
And then he started being super inappropriate. And then so one time I have a bunch of nephews, and I bought them some gummy bears, and he really likes gummy bears. I had an extra bag in my purse. I said, let me run out and grab it, and then I'll be right back.
So you literally said, candy little boy?
Yes. Not in that manner, though.
I know, but I mean, okay.
So I go outside, and I'm grabbing this bag. He follows me out there, and he's eating gummy bears because I gave him the bag, and we're talking about, I don't know, his job or something. And then so I put my hand out, and I said, here, let me get some gummy bears. And he started trying to feed me. And then he made me feel, it was super uncomfortable. And then he's like, okay, you know what? I'm sorry I made you feel that way. And he put his hands out to hug me. He comes over and hugs me, and I wasn't hugging him back, and I was just like, okay. And then he grabs my butt.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what this sounds like? This sounds like you don't know how to take a compliment. This sounds like a good catch, a total young stud who eats gummy bears, and he's in the military, probably has a six-pack, and he's hung, and here you are complaining about it. There's probably a ton of women listening right now going, that bitch, I'll take him. Where is he? I'll buy him a hot case of gummy bears.
My brother says, Janet, you don't get it. No means maybe, in his weird rapey jokes. And I'm like, no. This was so inappropriate.
For real, though, I can't tell you how many guys, I think every single guy thinks that. Like a no means maybe. It doesn't mean it's not a hard no.
Ooh, it's a real hard no. My no's so hard right now, I can't even tell you.
I'm going to have to work a little harder is what the no means.
Did you say harder?
Stop
Absolutely.
it, Larry.
Yep, you're right, Kathy.
Stop it.
It's harder. So
Luckily-
is he still there?
He quit. And
Larry was about to get a membership.
He was.
I'll take him to dinner.
I don't even know. And then so the first night he did that, he was super inappropriate. So then at the end of the night, I was getting ready to leave, and I said, well, this was the most awkward night of my life, and thanks for making every trip to the gym now awkward, because this is supposed to be a place where we're supposed to be comfortable and be able to work out.
Right.
And he
Right, for
works
sure.
there.
Wow. So was he awkward, or I would maybe say he's cocky?
Larry, let her finish
No.
the story.
No, he's no. He's awkward.
Okay.
He's weird and awkward.
Okay.
He's super cute though.
Oh, for sure.
Larry
Stop
doesn't care.
saying that,
No, no, no.
Janet.
Is there-
Every time you say super cute, Larry automatically is like, I must find this
No,
guy.
I think that she's mean and she doesn't know how to take a compliment. And he just wanted a meal, poor little guy. And he was willing to sit there and go bam, bam, bam for that meal. And you are just too prude, and nobody's ever touched your
Terrible.
boobie on the bus. And that's why we're in this situation. But we thank you for calling.
Larry,
My
wait,
nail-
I want to.
Oh,
a lot, and I was telling my nail guy about it, and he was like, well, did you do it? And I was like, no. And he's like, oh, try it, you might like it.
Yeah, I'm with the nail guy here. I think that there's some instances where it's very inappropriate, especially when some old Bill O'Reilly's pushing his junk on you. But this, to me, sounded like a nice ass grab from a 20-year-old buck stud.
No, Larry. A lady knows whether or not she's going to put out within the first 3 seconds of an interaction with a dude.
Well, then tell us right away.
Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Bye, Janet.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Love you. Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Lights, camera, action.
And now,
All tea, all shade, hunty.
Celebrity Trash and Bash with Larry, Kathie, and Wiggins.
Can I get an amen up in here?
Here's Kathy J.
Congratulations to your ex, Larry.
Ryan
and-
Phillippe?
No, Eric Decker.
Oh, Eric Decker.
Eric Decker.
Yeah, I
You miss him.
Well, no. Like, the thing is, I think it's funny because he's on that reality show on E!
With his wife, Jessie James.
Right, and it's like he's no longer in the NFL, so that used to be his angle. So now he's just like, I'm just a rich, gorgeous guy who has a country wife who works.
He's still in the NFL.
I was going to say, he's
Oh, he
still,
is?
he's
he
still
just
a
doesn't
Jet.
play for the Broncos, dude.
He's a Jet.
No, I think he's a Titan.
Oh, now he's a Titan.
He's a
Oh, I
Titan.
didn't know he got a job. I'm not Larry Ulibarri on sports. Oh, wait a minute, I am. No. Here's the way I was thinking
Like,
about
you
that.
think when he left the Broncos, he was done? No, remember he took that big contract.
No. As Larry Ulibarri on sports and being a native here, if you leave the Broncos, you're dead to me.
Oh, yeah,
all
there's
right.
a good cover.
Tennessee Titans is where he's at.
Thank you. But Jessie James and Eric are expecting their third kid. She announced it yesterday on Instagram.
Man, he's definitely hotter than her.
No, she's hot.
Meh.
She is hot.
Meh.
And she's funny and cute, and she's cool.
Meh.
They got 2 kids already, 3-year-old Vivian and
Meh.
2-year-old Eric Jr. Stop it.
Meh.
You know what? I guess this is the way way it should be. If you get pulled over, turn your camera on.
No, we were just talking about this. I think that cars should now be sold with all kinds of cameras because they already do have cameras
Yeah,
for
they
backing
do.
up and then even going forward.
Yeah.
But they should start recording things, especially you should hit a button when you're getting pulled over that starts recording the cop and the whole thing.
It should be.
And not only records it, it sends a live feed to somewhere else in case the cop shoots you.
Uh-huh.
And then
And
there's
tries
no
to do something to
the
your
recording
camera,
device.
right.
Right, for sure.
Well, Chance the Rapper got pulled over in Chicago Sunday, and he live streamed the whole thing.
And of course, that cop was like, "I love you.
Yeah,
oh, look,
right.
You're the best. Can I
Yeah.
take a picture? Twix. I love Twix."
Yeah, but he did it because he was worried
Kit Kat.
he might get out of hand.
Oh, right. Because if you're black and in Chicago and you're getting pulled over,
I'd be worried.
It's a different
I'm
thing.
sorry, I'd be worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're going through Westminster, it's probably okay.
No, I'd be worried anywhere.
No, I think you should definitely be aware, but definitely in different. The farther you go south or east.
Right. Well, in the video, Chance the Rapper says it should be good. I have great faith in humanity and the men and women that put on the badge, but you can't be too careful. He's in the car with his baby mama. She was driving. They're on their way home from church. Does it get any more perfect? And they were pulled over for a moving violation.
There's
And-
been people that were shot for less.
Exactly.
Right.
So thank goodness everything was okay. Maybe it was because he did have the camera on. Who really
Right.
knows?
I hate to make money off of the situation, but it'd be nice to sell Larry Cam. Larry Cam.
Yeah,
for
available
cops
now.
you don't trust.
Is it available now?
It's available now.
Okay. it's not-
Operators are standing by.
So Harvey Weinstein, it keeps getting deeper and deeper with him and what he's done and who's standing up for him and not.
Right. And then you're like looking at pictures of the guy and you're like, ugh.
Right.
Like, you're like, he thought, like, that's the only way he could get with the woman is to force himself on her.
Well,
You know what I mean?
what?
Because it's not like some girl is from across the room going, "You look great. Who are you?"
True. No. Like the only way he got women is because
he
of
was
who
rich.
he was.
Right, for sure.
His power and his money.
And we were saying, think of all the girls that were traumatized by him or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but there's also a whole slew of them that were like, fine, let's get this over with.
Right. I think they're still traumatized.
Right, for sure.
But they did the let's get it over
They
with.
were putting their career first.
Well, here's one of the crazy things. This could have been stopped 13 years ago. But because Harvey Weinstein is a media mogul, a movie mogul, maybe people like Matt Damon and Russell Crowe actually covered for him. when they tried to release the story back in 2004 that he had 8 settlements with those women.
Wait, so he hit on Matt Damon and who?
No.
No.
Matt Damon and Russell Crowe covered for him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because he's such a big wig in the industry.
So they kind of like made it like, oh, he's not a bad
They
guy.
sabotaged
so-
an interview from coming out.
Back in 2004, thank you, Wiggins, a New York Times reporter was working on Harvey Weinstein's behavior with women, okay?
Okay.
She was also already had the information about some of the settlements he'd paid out, like Rose McGowan got $100,000 in
Right.
97. So anyways, well, the editor of this website called The Wrap says there might have been a cover-up back in 2004 that Matt Damon and Russell Crowe were a part of. She found out about this guy named Fabrizio Lombardo. He was the head of Miramax Italy, and he made about $400,000 during the time he was there. He knew nothing about the film, but according to sources, his real job was to supply Harvey with women.
Whoa, see, because I was asking that. It's like why would you hit on poor innocent reporters and actresses if you're rich enough to line up some chicks?
So this reporter, when she's talking to him and finds this out, she's like, okay, so she starts following the paper trail.
Okay.
And so then she found evidence that there was a woman who was paid off after an unwanted encounter with Harvey.
Man,
right?
what I wouldn't give to be a hot girl in his presence.
Man. So then intense pressure got put on the New York Times, and some of that pressure is reportedly from Russell Crowe and Matt Damon, who personally called the New York Times and vouched for this guy who knew nothing about the film, whose real job was to supply women to Harvey. They called because they were the guys working on the film and said, oh, no, he's really part of the film. He's been there the whole time.
So, now that's going to make them look bad. Now Matt Damon's going to have to come out and go,
Yep.
I didn't know about these allegations. I just thought
They're
going
going
to
to have to say something because this reporter's calling Matt Damon a spineless profiteer.
Okay.
And then called out Ben and Cassie Affleck for knowing about it.
That's like when Jennifer Lopez and Mariah Carey goes to sing for some, dictator at his birthday party. Like, I know he kills people, but I'll take the check.
Right. It's, and that's another issue.
Right.
Right. And finally, let's get into the fight, shall we? Between the First Lady with Donald Trump and the First Lady of the United States of America.
Okay.
Ivana Trump.
Okay, this is Ivanka's mother, and
Yes.
she's the mother to the 2 boys, the older boys.
Exactly, right. She's the first wife of President Trump. She's been bragging lately about how close she still is with her husband, or with her ex, Donald Trump.
Right, he
And
comes over once time to throw ugly in my face.
she said, I have a direct number to the White House, but I don't really want to call him there.
Right, he starts to talk dirty, and remember, do this, remember I do this,
No, she went for a jab at Melania.
Oh, really?
She said, because Melania's there, and I don't really want to cause any kind of jealousy or something like that, because I'm basically first Trump wife, okay? I'm first lady, okay?
Oh, my God, Melania was throwing things in the White House. Breaking things. She's all, tell that old bitch that she's nothing. She looks ugly and she's gross.
For real.
If you send that bitch another check, I'm going to cut it off.
Well, Melania didn't stand for it, and she did it in class. She answered in class.
She's all, send Secret Service over to kill her. Two to the dome.
Her spokeswoman said Mrs. Trump loves living in Washington, D.C. and is honored by her role as First Lady of the United States. She plans to use her title and role to help children not sell books like Ivana Trump. There is clearly no substance to this statement from an ex. This is unfortunately only attention-seeking and self-serving noise.
She's like, this is my new role at the White House. Speaking of roles, have you seen Donald's first wife's belly roll? It's disgusting.
Melania.
It comes out the side.
Stop it.
It comes out the back.
Stop it.
Ivanka will eventually look like that. This has been Celebrity Trash and Bash. Good job, sexy. That was Twig.
Larry, stop doing that. If you've learned anything today, it's to stop sexually harassing people that you work with.
That's right. Good
No
job.
means no.
Good job, Wiggins. Just regular guy.
Yeah, I'm going
Right.
to tell Kathy, and then Kathy's not going to tell anyone and just try to cover for you.
Exactly.
She's going to pull a Matt Damon.
You know why?
Right.
because Kathy thinks you're sexy too.
No. I mean, no, you're sexy, Wig. That's not what I meant by saying no. I'm just saying.
She's like, absolutely not.
That's not what I meant. Okay, so.
Although she has been harsh lately, she's like your big feet and your and your giant teeth. She's just been a little harsh.
That's all I
lately.
got on you. So why, at least those are the same two things I'm going to throw out. I don't have anything else.
Don't underestimate his feet. They give a great banana peel.
They do give him banana
Yes,
peel.
they do.
His friend Davey said when he first met him, Wiggins peeled the banana.
In the dorms, yeah.
One time Wiggins and I got in a fight, and he literally put his toenail up to my throat and was like, I could kill you instantly. I was like, your feet smell like corn chips and cheese.
All right.
So you didn't take the threat.
No.
is what
I
you're
kissed his
saying.
foot, and then he ran away.
Okay,
I went,
right. So I just wanted to talk to you guys really fast about this thing that I was seeing about stars telling how they keep their long distance relationships happening.
Right, because, when you're working on the East Coast and
Yes.
they're filming in Ireland or
Right.
whatever.
Right, because Chris Hemsworth, Thor,
Right.
he just came out and said that he admits to the fact that his family is suffering because he can't be there because he needs to make the money while he's hot and has these roles.
For sure.
Okay,
But
so-
then you have to think, how much money does one person need?
That's true. There's that, right.
Right.
So, like Khloe Kardashian,
Mhm.
she's saying how her and Tristan Thompson, when she's traveling.
Right.
doing
She's
her
like
thing-
having to. It's so funny because on the Kardashians, they went out to see where she's living.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you live in Cleveland.
in Cleveland,
This is
right?
weird.
Right.
And so she has a giant house there that she lives with him in.
And a huge closet.
Right. So
right.
she's doing all right.
And the sisters were like, I guess it's real. She's going to
Right.
stay here in Cleveland.
She's got boots here.
Yeah, so Chloe says that she FaceTimes a lot with Tristan. Okay, so I would think FaceTiming is just how you doing, babe, but
No, look at my junk.
no,
Oh.
no, they FaceTime and watch their favorite TV show together.
I don't mind that. I think
Or
that's
they
kind of cute
FaceTime and go for a run together.
on their phones.
Or they FaceTime and organize their closets together.
That's fine because that's going to probably have a better shot at keeping them together than if they didn't do that.
Yeah.
I like that. And you know what? Sometimes when Chris is flying, we'll definitely we don't watch a show together, but we will call each other right after it ends.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're not that crazy with the FaceTime.
Well, that's why I'm hesitant because I just think it would be weird to have the phone sitting there for a whole hour while you all are watching a show.
Right, because my arm's going to get tired because I'm holding it up so to not have double chin. So my arm's giving out. Because I'm on Fat Facebook.
Right.
Or on Fat FaceTime.
Nicole Kidman, she says that Keith Urban, when he's away from her,
He's so little.
right, but
He reminds me of somebody we used to work with.
they look good together, don't you
Fine.
think?
Right.
Okay, so even though she's taller than him,
Right.
he and Nicole Kidman, she says that he actually does a handwritten love note for every night he's away from her. Think about how many nights they're away from each other.
Right. And then so she's like, stalker.
She actually said that it's very romantic and she loves getting the old-fashioned written love notes from him. And he's a musician and a songwriter. I bet you he can write some really beautiful notes.
No, I think he should use like old magazine and cut the word out per letter.
Okay.
And do like a ransom
letter.
note. I'm stalking you, Nicole Kidman. Thanks
No.
for liking this little Australian country star.
He's
How did he-
Australian?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Australian. So it's like usually a country star used to be like, I came from the Wild West or something like that.
Right, but there's the Wild West in Australia. The
Yeah, I
Thunder
know.
Down Under. Come on, those guys show up in cowboy hats with some
Whatever.
sort of flannel that
It's
they rip
not
off.
the same if you didn't grow up eating beans on a campfire.
Okay, they have that in Australia.
Yeah, but their beans are weird.
Oh, yes.
They got Vegemite in
No,
them.
they don't.
Ugh.
And Amanda Seyfried.
Oh yeah,
She's-
love her.
yes.
She was the Mean Girls. Do you want
She
to go
was-
to Taco Bell?
Right, exactly. The weather out here is.
I can fit my whole fits in my mouth.
That's Amanda Seyfried. She says that her thing of doing long distance relationships,
Uh-huh.
stay and don't stray beyond your borders. Never date somebody who doesn't live in your country. It's heartbreaking and confusing and makes you go nuts.
Right, because you're in totally different time zones.
You don't know what they're doing.
Right, for sure. They're
totally.
definitely cheating.
My girlfriend just went on this beautiful trip over to like Portugal and Spain and stuff. Wait, Portugal
Okay.
and Italy
Okay.
and over there. And she found some guy who lives over that way, fell in love with him. Like she was like, this was my soulmate. She was there for like 2 months.
Wow.
Okay. For like a long time. She was cooking for some family. Okay. falls in love with him. And then he's like, well, I live in Europe, so he's going to head over to England to live. And she was like, I will follow you. I'll totally be there.
Follow
right.
you.
And he was like, maybe not. So he talked the good game because he thought she lives in America. She's obviously going to go home to America.
Right, for sure.
And when she was ready to follow him after 2 months of him totally boinking the hot American girl.
Right, for sure.
He had to tell her, no.
This was just a...
This was boinking.
Have you guys seen 90 Day Fiancé?
No.
It's kind of a show where the people trying to get their green card, but they're saying they're in love. But then you watch the creepers go over there.
Oh, no.
So you can
looking for a hot
so you can see
wife.
the guys that are like there's these two guys in their late 40s that were fighting over some girl from Haiti that was like 19 years old.
Yeah,
and you're just like, but then she like dissed them both. And then you're like, oh, all right.
Right.
But
Okay,
it's a creepy.
What
it's
show?
creepy.
What channel is that?
It's on TLC.
90 Day Fiancé.
Oh, it's so good.
I think I've totally gone by it when I'm doing Say Yes to the Dress.
Yeah.
It's similar to the Liam Neeson movie Taken when they would show the girls, you want this one?
You want this?
You're
Yeah,
right.
that was
Let's
horrible.
bid.
Yeah, hopefully it's a little different.
A little
Right, the
better.
girl actually has to say.
Yeah, right. She can say no. Okay, so we were talking about who hates your job the most and why.
Right, we were talking about that yesterday, right?
Yes. So this one came in on the text line 303-728-3420. I hate my job. I work at a hospital doing valet. We're so unappreciated by patients and visitors, not to mention the disgusting cars that we see every day. You name it, we've seen it. I've had to sit in crap, vomit, pee. To top it off, nobody will promote anybody within. And then I said, what? You sat in pee? How did that happen?
Well, I'm assuming since he's the valet at a hospital, some people that are pulling up aren't there for like dinner.
Right.
They're like, hi, my insides are falling out.
There you
Can
go.
you park?
Yeah.
Right. It's like I may have gone number
Yeah, because
two.
Right.
if you're pulling a valet at a hospital, it's an emergency scenario.
Right.
Like,
Right. It's like I was too cheap for the ambulance, so I may have
So I'm here.
weed in here.
Okay, right. So I said, what? You sat in pee? And this person said, yeah, I sat in pee. The person had cloth seats and it was absorbed into them. She didn't tell me, but we have a biohazard kit that we have to test substances for. It was probably the worst day ever. And then,
Right, because he sat in it, and then it started soaking through his clothes. Now his taint's all exposed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like to whatever reason she's there.
Yeah.
Right. So he says that he has a friend that works over, excuse me, in the neurology department.
Mm-hmm.
And that person has to deal with people that aren't right
Okay.
getting out of the car.
All
So
right.
that person has been threatened. That
Okay.
person's been hit by a car coming in to
Whoa.
park into valet, yelled at, flipped off, and has even had items thrown at them. And they're just the valet.
I have the answer.
yeah.
Change jobs and valet for Shotgun Willie's or
Right.
Diamond Cabaret.
There you go.
Right,
Totally different
right,
stories.
right.